2025 is knocking at the door with just 1 month left to conquer. Let me ask you this. Are you walking into the new year ready to take charge, or are you taking the chaos of this year behind you? Trust me, this isn't just another New Year, New Me video. Today, I'm sharing simple habits, game-changing goal-setting tips, and the mindset shifts that will make 2025 your year. And also, if you've ever struggled and wondered where to begin your self-love journey with, don't worry, I've got you covered. Let's turn this winter into your power session. Hi, my name is Vanshika and welcome back to my channel. And let's begin with the most power-packed video that I've brought to you this year. First section is easy to follow habits so that you don't fall off through your routine on the 1st of February. First habit that I liked and I tried this year and has kept me on my schedule is to-do list, physical and online, both. So every Sunday, I used to write down the things that I needed to get done this week and then schedule it online on my calendar with timings. So at this timing, this is what I have to do. And between two tasks, I kept at least a minimum of a 1 hour window so that I could complete the previous task and not just go on to the next task and forget the previous one. And after trying thousands and thousands of to-do list apps, the only one that I actually like is Sorted. It's an actual to-do list. It's a non-sponsored app, and this one is what I love the most. It's there on my phone screen homepage. It gets me through my day. I can see what all the tasks I have to do on that particular day, and I can see the timings also, and I can make the changes respectively as I go along the day. So to-do lists with timings are a big important thing. And please do not put 15 to 20 things that you need to do in a day, because you know what? You will end up doing none just by looking at it and being overwhelmed by how many tasks you have to do. So the pro tip here is only write the most important tasks and get them done. The rest, please delegate or schedule them for a day where you are more free than what you are on that particular day. Second habit is regular walks and cardio. We all know 10,000 steps is the bare minimum. And I know 10,000 steps for someone who's working from home or works a 9 to 5 is hard. So what I would like to give as a suggestion is maybe from your home to your workplace, or for example, if you're in Mumbai, from the specific station, for example, Churchgate, to your specific office, please walk so that you're getting your steps in and you're also not paying anything extra to get you to that destination. Cardio. I don't know why there is so much negativity about cardio on the internet, but let me tell you, cardio is the most easiest thing that will help you achieve your dream body in the fastest route possible, and especially in the winter season, which is happening right now, because our bodies do anything to keep itself warm, so it will actually burn more calories. So try cardio and regular walks, and please make it a daily habit and do not fall off that habit. Third habit is starting and focusing on your goal. You know what? Everyone thinks that they will start working on their goals from 1st of January, but you know what? That never happens, and you fall off working on your goal on the 1st of February, max to max 15th of February. So what I would suggest to you is start and focus on your goal for this month and see how it goes and see if you like what you're working towards. And then if you like it, you can continue it in the new year. Otherwise, you can drop and pick up a new goal. That way, you've already tried working towards two things and you know which suits you better. Fourth, and the most important habit that I would like you to follow is execution over anything. You know, most of us humans get stuck in the planning stage, and we plan to such an extent where we forget that execution is much more of a bigger part than planning. For example, I'll give you my example. YouTube, I started planning the scripts 3 months ago. Later, I realized the faster you execute, the faster you churn things. And now, at this point, I have a new script every single day. 2 scripts in a day. So yes, do plan, but execution over anything. Execution will get you farther than what planning will get you. Execution is something that such less people talk about, but all the high performers know that the faster you execute, the faster you churn, the faster you grow, the faster you produce more things. May it be content or better jobs or more money, anything. The high performers know execution over anything. Fifth, and the last habit is get up at a specific time and sleep at a specific time. So many people, so many of my friends that I know do not have a specific time or a time bracket to get up or sleep at. You know what that does to you? It messes up your circadian rhythm, your hormones, your moods, everything is just all over the place. And for someone who wants to be in the more creative pursuits or get more creative ideas, one timing I would recommend you to get up at is in the morning. Early morning from 6 to 7, max 7:30. When I get up at 6 in the morning or 6:30 in the morning, the amount of ideas I get, it is crazy. I never get those when I wake up at 8 or 8:30. And so to get those ideas, I've started waking up at 6:30. Second is goal setting. So let's talk about it. All of y'all should have SMART goals. And by SMART, I do not mean smart, but I mean specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. SMART. So all of y'all should have SMART goals. It should be specific, something really specific and not vague. Second is it should be measurable, preferably quantitatively, but if not, then build your own benchmark for qualitative measurement. Third is it should be achievable and within the reach, not something that is too far 10 years down the line. Fourth is it should be relevant to you this time and what you are actually working towards. And fifth and the last is time bound. It should have a specific time bracket in which you should be able to achieve it. So for example, in the next 1 month, I want to have these many subscribers or followers or this much amount of money I want to start earning, or I want to lose this much weight. It's all up to you, but it should be time bound. 15 days, 1 month, 1.5 months, 2 months. It can be a day also. For example, I want to complete editing the video today. So it should be achievable, specific that you have to complete the editing, relevant to what you're working towards. For me, YouTube videos. Fourth, achievable. And fifth, obviously time bound. I have to complete the editing today. Second point is break long-term goals into smaller, actionable steps. All the goals start with one step forward. So for example, what most of us do is just set one specific goal, like I want to earn 1 CR for example. We just set it and that's it, we're done. But are we working towards it? Are we taking the steps necessary, and what are the steps? No one knows. So backwork it into what you need to be doing today to earn that 1 CR level. You have to make small, achievable, actionable steps. And it should be a SMART goal. And also third and a very, very important thing I would like to give you is this is a wheel of life. This has all the areas that one person has in their lives. One person can have more, but these are the most important areas. So color out where you are in that area of your life. For example, family life, you are at 5, but you want to be at 8 or 9, and you want to be more present with your family. Similarly with friendships, career, etc. So color out where you're at in pink or any other color that you like, and color out where you want to be by the end of next year in blue, or again whichever color you like. So as I was giving you the example of family life, so you are at 5, so you color it pink, and then you want to be at 8 or 9, and then you color it blue, and see what you should be doing to reach at that level of 8. Maybe take your family to more outings. Spend more time with your family. Call them regularly. Check up on them more regularly. Have quality time spending. So it could be anything. And write all the things down which you could be doing. And the area that has the hugest gap, suppose finances, where you are at 3 and you want to be at 7, which is a 4-level gap, is what is the most important area that you should be focusing on in the next year. So accordingly, create SMART goals and walk on the path of achieving them before 31st December 2025. Third is, I'll tell you 8 things I learned this year that might sort of help you in your next coming year. Why 8, you may ask? Because 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 is 8. So 8 things that I learned this year. First is taking breaks isn't lazy, it's necessary. It's necessary for you to rejuvenate, to get much better work done once you are back at it. So breaks just does not mean taking vacations, but breaks also mean taking one day off from your week, where one day you can just relax and do the things that you like, do the hobbies that you want to do. Once your mind is fresh and rejuvenated, it produces much better ideas and you get much better quality work done. Second lesson is saying no creates space for better yeses. So once you say no to those old unhinged habits, you create space for new, better habits. And saying no to draining jobs creates a space for a better, more fulfilling job or a more fulfilling career path. Third lesson I learned is you can get things done in as less of a time as you want or as more of a time as you want. One personal example I would like to give you is once during a week, I couldn't shoot up until Saturday and my deadline to upload was on Sunday. Saturday I shot the video, Sunday it went up. Not much drama, not much fuzziness. I got it done in a day. And otherwise, what I do mostly is shoot on Monday and get it done up till Sunday. So you can get things done in as less of a time as you want or as much as time you want. So choose wisely and choose specifically how much time do you want to invest in that thing. Fourth is happiness doesn't come from material pursuits. You can have all the luxuries in life, you can have everything and still be unhappy. Have you seen how unhappy the billionaires look? How bad their relationships are with people and how they are not on their best behavior. So happiness does not come from material pursuits. Material pursuits are external, happiness is internal. Happiness is a feeling, material pursuits are physical things that you can touch, tangible things. And happiness is an intangible thing. So if you think that you want to earn a lakh a month or something like that just so you want to be happy, well, you know what? You are lying to yourself. You are lying to yourself because you won't be happy once you get 1 lakh a month. Yes, it can buy all the luxuries and all the comfort that you want, but will it buy happiness? That's doubtful. I am never saying that leave all your material pursuit goals because you don't get happiness from them. It's just that attach a different reason to it. Do not attach happiness with the money or the material pursuits. Ask yourself, why do you want to earn that much money? At first, your mind will say, oh, I want to be happy. Ask it again, why do you want to earn it? It'll say that I want the comfort in life. Ask it again. It'll say, I want the freedom that comes with money. Ask it again. Maybe it'll say that you don't want to be at a position where you are right now. Ask it again. It will tell you that you have the fear of staying in the same place with that amount of money. What did we come at the conclusion to? That you have the fear of being stuck. Fear of being stuck in the same place. It's not that you want to earn money for happiness, but you want to earn money so that you don't have the fear of being stuck in the same place. Those are two different pole opposite answers. And if that's still not your reason, continue on asking why and why and why again and again till the time there's an aha moment where you're like, oh, I want to earn money for this, or oh, I want to achieve this goal for this, and not what I was telling myself on the surface. Because most of the time, your mind is probably lying to you. And you developed a goal because of some intrinsic fear that you had or have. Fifth lesson I learned is you can either decide to work on your goals or crib about not having them. I see so many people saying that they want to be a content creator. What are they doing about? Nothing. They're not uploading. So you have two options. Either you can decide to work on your goals or crib about not having them. And so many people I see, they get stuck in the trap of only cribbing about not having them. But Hello, what are you doing about it? Are you actually doing the things that you need to be doing to achieve that goal? Are you? No, I don't see you doing it. But you still love cribbing about it. Well, guess what? Cribbing about it does not get you where action gets you. Sixth is you can work with all whatever you have without having the best of the things in the market. For example, for a graphic designer, you can work with the laptop that you have right now without having the most fanciest iPad with an iPencil. And for content creators or influencers, you can start making content just with one phone. You do not need those fancy, hi-fi, expensive cameras or lights to get the best looks. Yes, after a point, you might need it. Your job might ask for it. But at that point, you will have to invest in it. But in the starting, no, you do not need to. In the starting, you can start with all the things that you have in your hand and in your pocket. One phone, the flashlight on the phone, and that's it. You're good to go. Seventh is life is neutral. It is you who see it as happy or sad or good or bad. So life is just flowing. It's neutral. One day you look at it as happy and one day you look at it as sad. But you know what? You got up at the same place. You got up at the same time. You had all the same things. It's just you who saw it that today is a sad day. It's you and your perspective of how you look at life. If you want it, life can be the most beautiful thing. But if you don't want it, it can be the worst thing to ever happen to you. It's basically your choice and how you look at it from your perspective. Eighth, and the last point is do more of the things that you love. You love creating content? Well, go ahead with it. You love dancing, you love singing, well, you love drawing, art, do it. Do more of it so that life becomes a more happier place for you. And one last bonus lesson that I would like to give you is believe it or not, whether you are an atheist or not, God is the answer to everything. Whenever anything happens, go and celebrate it with God. Go to a temple, go to a gurdwara, go to a church and celebrate it with Him. Or anything sad is happening, go and cry in front of God because God is listening and God loves listening to you. But beware, do not just go to God only for sad things. Go for happy things, go for achievements, and God will give you more of that because there are hundreds and crores of people just going to God and cribbing about their life's problems. But be the one in the crowd who goes to God when they are happy, when they want to celebrate something. God, today is my birthday. I'm so happy about it. God, today I earned this, or God, today I achieved this. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. Go and celebrate it with God. And on your sad days, He will be the answer to everything. And fourth and the last topic of this video is starting your self-love journey. First and the most important thing is start with accepting yourself. Most people want to start their self-love journey without accepting the way they are. Self-love starts with accepting yourself and then changing it. It does not start with changing and then accepting. That is not how things go. So once you've accepted yourself, your flaws, your beauty, then start getting 1% better. Start correcting and noticing little patterns that are wrong and that are making you feel sad, and correct them step by step, day by day. It is okay to have flaws or imperfections. It's how you work around them is what makes you a superhuman. So normalize imperfections and focus on celebrating the small wins. Build a relationship with yourself through self-care, positive self-talk, and boundaries. This self-love topic can be a video by itself. So let me know in the comments if you need this video and I will make one long video for you for sure. But before ending this video, remember you are worthy of love and care, especially from yourself. And with that, we've come towards the end of this video. Please do like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. I hope that you learned something on the other from this video, and comment down below what are the things that you're going to carry with yourself from this year. And I will see you all in the next video. Till then, bye.